a legend no one will forget. Everyone thought King Koopa had left the Mushroom Kingdom, and then his doom ship attacked. King Koopa was back with the greatest danger ever known, his Koopa kids. Using their new superpowers, the Super Mario Brothers rescued Princess Toadstool and beat back the evil Koopa family. I'll get those plumbers!
Hello and welcome to Pixels in the Animation. I am one of your hosts, GCRN Mike, and joining me is TV's Mr. Neil.
Do the Koopa!
Yeah. Oh, the Doom Dancer music box. Oh my god. And all as I can think of is something from Now. Over on Phineas and Ferb, there was an episode where Doofenshmirtz tried to defeat the tri-state area with dance. It's the same thing as this episode, as the Doom Dancer music box. Oh my god. Okay, so last episode I put the call out for suggestions in episode 36 for what we can do to fill in the spots of Donkey Kong Country. And someone on Twitter, let me see here, what was his name? Michael Draconis gave me an idea. An idea that I believe Neil is probably going to be, constantly having a nervous twitch, but at the same time we dodged a bullet with having to review all the episodes from Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, it's really not good.
That's the other thing. Our buddy, I believe it was Cosmic Psycho, actually emailed me a link to some place where we could see the first 26 episodes of Donkey Kong Country. As of this recording, I have yet to click on any of them. I know you had, when I sent you the link, you watched some of them, or watched maybe a half of one, or like 2 seconds of one.
I didn't watch any of them. What I had done is that previously I had seen one of the episodes on Videocade commentaries over on RetroWare TV, and the first episode is really bad.
Oh man, yeah. So because of us not having, I'm not opposed to finding things on the internet that aren't, exactly proper. But at the same time, I still wish there was a proper release, like a complete series release or something like that for Donkey Kong Country. If we had had an actual, physical DVD copy of the entire series, we probably would have gone through and done all the individual episodes. But my idea now is to bring in more video game cartoons to fill the gap between episodes 57 and 70. So, we have added, instead of doing 9 different video game cartoons, we are now up to 13 different video game cartoons here in Pixels in the Animation. What a lucky number 13 is, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, here's what's going to happen. After we do New Super Mario World and Mega Man, after that, we're going to be doing, for 2 episodes, episode 57 and 58 will be Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, Part 1 and 2. And then from episode 59 to 62 is Street Fighter Seasons 1 and 2.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And then from episodes 63 and 64 is Darkstalkers.
Oh, God.
Episode 65 to 68 is Earthworm Jim.
Okay. That one's alright.
Episode 69 is going to be that failed pilot episode that you had mentioned, but what I have written down here in the schedule is Battletoads, is really what I wrote down for the episode title, because that was the only one I could think of at the time. And then in episode 70, we will be doing an overall discussion on Donkey Kong Country, as far as the cartoon and all that stuff goes. So that's what's going to fill the slot of what originally would have been us reviewing all 40 episodes of Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, that episode 69, we had Battletoads penciled in, but there's also a Bubsy pilot, and there's a completely different Mortal Kombat pilot that had nothing to do with Defenders of the Realm. So that should fill out that episode.
That'll work. Awesome. And then, after that, it's pretty much, it's all about Sonic from 71 through 79 will be the Sat AM series, from episode 80 to episode 80 all the way through, episode 80 through 94 will be Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And then as we come to a close, Pixels the Animation will eventually go back to weekly. Episode 95 to 99 is all about merchandising, but I told Neil if there are certain ones that are on this list that don't have any, toys, clothes, board games, that kind of merchandise, if they don't have anything, we can work in some other episodes. I do know at some point we will be working in, close to the end of the show and the podcast lifespan, we'll be working in a Christmas episode for Sonic and for whatever other cartoons, video game-based cartoons that we haven't covered that's Christmas-themed. But yeah, we are, full steam ahead. I'll say this right now, we're in episode 37. By December 31st of 2014, we will have aired through episode 46. And that'll be through Super Mario World. In January, we're going to come back with middle January or so, we're going to come back with Mega Man. So that's kind of the plan for the rest of the year for Pixels in the Animation. We're going to finish out the Mario stuff, and next year we kick it off with that super fighting robot. I was waiting for you to sing the theme song, but apparently not. Oh. Okay. No. Alright, so today we've got 3 more episodes of The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3. We're going to get to that in a moment.
Magic Wand Factory. A new wand made every century. Yeah, this must be the place.
Here it is, young fella. The magic wand your wizard king ordered. Personally handcrafted by the best little old wand maker in the world. Me.
It's about time. I've been waiting for that slowpoke to finish that wand for 50 years. A Koopa?
Hey, King Dad, the wimp with the wand just touched down.
Then let's grab it, Cheatsy.
This is horrible. King Koopa and his brats are going to Koopa-kite my wand.
Take a look, Toad. One Super Mario turn of the wrench, and all that stopped-up water will run out of your tub faster than Invincible Mario.
It's the Wizard King of the West.
Luigi, Mario, those cruddy Koopas are going to capture my magic wand if you don't stop them.
What's going on? What's he saying?
They plan to spring their ambush near this waterfall.
Oh, no! The message went down the drain, Toad!
First up today is a totally magical adventure.
Another fucking Toad episode.
What if Toad turned into a pony? I swear, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as I didn't see when I wrote the episode out for the script and for the schedule, I wrote it as totally, not totally. It's a play on words, folks. It's spelled with Toad's name, but I wrote it out as Total, the old breakfast cereal. So, a totally magical adventure. Toad loses a magic wand to the Koopas, just like he lost a million gold coins to the Koopas. Yeah, no. I will say the cool thing about this was I think this might be, and we'll have to find out as we go along through the rest of the series, but this might be the only time the Skyland map was used for the title card.
Maybe.
The upper half of Skyland, like level 4 through 9, half of the level, or 3 through 9 or whatever it is. I don't remember. No, it is 4 through 9 because level 3 is on the other side of the bottom. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah. I will say that I do like them incorporating the wands that the Wizard Kings have. I do like that. I think that's great. I do like that this wand looks nothing like any of the wands that Koopa has.
Right. Of course, it kept changing throughout the episode. It would change size and shape, and
yeah, that's animation though. I mean, that's Deke for you.
Certainly is.
Overall, the plot was alright, but like you said, it's another Toad episode, and Toad's episodes are gonna get even worse as we go along. In a couple weeks when we get to episode 38, I know they wanted to, on the cartoon side of Super Mario Brothers, I know they wanted to bring Toad back from Super Show. But honestly, he shouldn't even have been in Mario 3, because he doesn't look good with the raccoon tail, and he looks even worse with another superpower in a couple of weeks. Just...
Hi-yo.
So, on that note, we are going to get to the Super Leaders.
The wand is as good as ours!
Not if Fire Mario's got anything to say about it.
Great balls of fire!
So even with me missing the Toadally in the title, I actually like 3 things from this episode. I love the voice for the Wizard King. I thought that was exceptionally well done. I don't know who did it off the top of my head. I'm sure I can go over to Behind the Voice Actors or something and look it up, but I'm not going to do that right now. I was half expecting them, and I don't think, because I didn't see it on Wikipedia or anywhere else that I tried to look for it, I don't think they used the song, but Koopa says, "Great Balls of Fire," and I was half expecting the song to be playing in the background. I mean, obviously on the DVD set it wouldn't be because they couldn't get the music rights, but right. Still. And then the third thing is kind of alike, it kind of isn't alike. A snail named Lightning Bolt. Is Doug Booth trying to be Alanis Morissette? How ironic. And this episode was written by Doug Booth. I saw it on the title card.
Oh, Doug, what have you done? What have you done?
He's done worse things.
Yeah, that's true.
Is there anything you liked about this one?
Well, I don't know if this is a like or a hate, but they had a song in here that was like a really close sound-alike to "Can't Get No Satisfaction." And I was just like, that sounds strangely like this other song. And also, I swear that Mario turns Canadian at one point, because it's like right after Toad brings the pipe monsters to life, Toad turns around, he runs into Mario, and suddenly Mario's like, "Toad!"
Yeah, he does.
Like, we're the Mario Brothers, don't you know? Hi, JT.
I'm actually going to point him out to this episode now.
Mario.
Oh my god. Alright, let's go get the Patooies.
To save us all, I must use the wand!
does it already!
So for the Patooies, oh Christ, Toad, don't touch the effing thing. Seriously? They don't... Hasn't Toad learned anything by now?
No.
I know there were a bunch of episodes in Super Show where they told him not to do something, and he still went and did it. It's like his character development has not grown at all. I mean, I get it; he has to touch it for the plot of the cartoon, but Jesus Christ!
Like, Toad, don't stick the paperclip in the electrical outlet. Don't do that. I wonder what happens if I stick this in.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God. You know, you go and create two pipe creatures. The trick is not to piss them off. Then again, you make everyone mad, Toad, even when you aren't mad with power. Like his personality is like... I honestly think Toad suffers from dissociative identity disorder. I really think he has multiple personalities because... in this episode, he went from the douchebag we all know and hate to a douchebag mad with power and demanding things of these pipe creatures. And then they basically turn on him, obviously. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the first time in this cartoon series, other than, like, the colors, like back when in Super Giant and Ninja Parrot, when Luigi had Mario's clothes on, other than like a color change like that, this is the first time I really noticed a really, really bad animation flub. When they run from Toad's house, the animation only shows Mario and Luigi, like the top-down look.
Yeah.
Instead of all three of them, it's just Mario and Luigi. That's just bad animation right there.
Oh, there's a bad animation all over this episode. I mean,
yeah.
There's bad cycling animation. What cycling is, it's like you just have like a series of cells that you repeat over and over, so that you're saving time, of course. But so there are a lot of scenes like when they're running down the stairs or when the pipe monsters come to life. It's like they aren't really, there's like cycling, but they're not really like doing anything. It's like they're just wiggling and not really anything discernible, in their movement. It's very, very odd.
Yeah, it probably would be.
Yeah, wiggling and flailing, that's basically what it looked like.
Good Lord. The only other thing I had was waiting 50 years for one just to roast weenies. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
I don't know, roast weenies, you can start with Toad.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure a lot of people would eat fried mushroom.
On pizza.
Yes, no less. Or in Philly cheesesteak sandwiches or something. What else didn't you like about this one? Is there any other notes you had?
Not really, because I've been dissing out the whole time, so I ran out of notes.
Alright, we are gonna move on to the next episode. Where's Elizabeth Shue when you really need her?
Yeah.
Now where is that babysitter?
Well, you don't think Junior's bad reputation could have scared him away?
No, don't be silly. Junior's a wonderful child. Oh, Kitty, how could you?
Ouch, that's my head.
Mario, where are we?
Only one way to find out.
Yo, Mario, I don't think we're in the Mushroom Kingdom anymore.
You're right, because if that's not the Brooklyn Bridge, my name's not.
So there you are. You must be the babysitters. I guess Junior let you in the side door, and I am so glad there are two of you, because Junior is quite a handful. Here's the phone number of our doctor. This one's for the theater.
But we're not.
Snacks are on the fridge. Help yourself to lasagna.
Lasagna?
But we're not.
Shh! That lasagna looks good.
We'll be back by 10:30, and could you please give Junior a bath? Have a nice evening. I know we will.
Quick, let's get out of here fast before they change their minds.
Sheesh, well, brother, I guess we're babysitters. What do we do
next
first?
Is Misadventures in Babysitting. Mario and Luigi wind up babysitting a brat from Brooklyn who finds his way into the Mushroom Kingdom. Dun dun dun. Okay, now I'm gonna say this here, but it's only to this point. To this point, this is the only time that I know of that Mario actively references food. Like, he wants to go after that lasagna, but when we come back in episode 38, he has several food references throughout those 3 episodes in the next podcast.
Yeah, it's like he's been haunted by the spirit of Captain Lou.
Yeah, pretty much. The plot here is alright. I like this lady's voice a heck of a lot better than the lady that was in Mighty Plumber. It might even be the same voice actress, but the mother here, I like her voice a hell of a lot better. Junior, he really isn't a bad... I know they were going after... With the title, they were, making a reference to Adventures in Babysitting. Mm-hmm. But this episode really feels more to me like Problem Child.
It kind of is.
I mean, really, really is. Like, they must have seen that movie and said, "Hey, let's do that with the Mario Brothers." I'm just trying to figure out which one would be Jack Tripper. Probably Luigi, honestly. Mario's too fat.
No, all you need is Don Knotts, behind the door, overhearing things, and it's all double entendres.
Oh God, I love Three's Company.
I heard what you're doing. I can't do Don. I can't do it.
Okay, we're gonna go on a little tangent here, folks, since you brought that up. You look at him in Andy Griffith's show, and then you look at him in Three's Company, and it's like, wow. It's Don Knotts. His acting is great, but it's Don Knotts as the actor. It doesn't matter what role you name him, whether it's Barney Fife, whether it's the guy from Three's Company, whatever. Don Knotts himself is the role. Really, honestly, it is.
It's
all right.
Ed Wynn or God, what's that other guy? I'm blanking on the
Landlord.
No, I'm trying to think of a certain character actor, and I'm holding up the show. Paul Lynde. It's like those 3 guys. They can only play themselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Lorenzo Music.
Yeah, Lorenzo. I only had one note for Super Leaves, so we're probably going to skip it. I did finally enjoy seeing the Raccoon Power again. It's been a while since, at least, that I've made a note about them actually using... I think I've made a note about them using it badly, like when the princess gets one or when Toad gets one, but, it's been a while since I've seen Mario and Luigi actually use it. So I did like that. Did you like anything about this one?
I think it's actually one of the best episodes of the series thus far. I don't really have many notes. I think we already actually went through them, but as long as you brought up the raccoon, did we ever explain what the thing with the raccoon is? Why this is actually in the game?
I don't think so, no.
Japanese culture has this thing about raccoons and foxes where they kind of think of them as magical tricksters, and so there are actually a lot of animes like Urusei Yatsura or Inuyasha where there are raccoons and foxes that can change shape, and that's why the Tanuki suit can turn into a statue.
Stone statue.
Yeah, because it's a creature that, according to their mythology, can transform. So that's kind of what that is. So I always thought it was like really weird and random that he had a raccoon power in this game. I'm like, what the hell is that about? Yeah, that's what it is.
Interesting. Alright, we're gonna get to the Patooies after this.
This sort of parboil those pain in the tail plumbers and that little Brooklyn brat.
Here's a lowdown on how to be hot. Give me an ear and you'll hear a lot. Get down and dirty. Use your brain to flush the enemy down the drain. You gotta fizzle, dude. If you're gonna learn how to keep cooking, dude. Without getting burned. Every dude's gotta understand. A brother in the bush is worth two in the hand. The way you put 'em in their place. It's a double problem, face to face. You gotta
For Patooies, I really only have two, but they're pretty much nitpicks, and one of them isn't even, now that I pointed out about the problem child thing, one of them really isn't even a Patooie, but the first one, okay, first off, when the Mario Brothers get to Brooklyn, it is the middle of the afternoon. It looks like, the sun's just setting. It's like somewhere between 3 and 5 p.m. How the hell are these parents going to go on a quote-unquote evening date at 3 p.m. and return at 10:30? That's 7.5 hours of babysitting. Like, you're going to go to dinner at 3:30, seriously? If you're in Brooklyn, New York, this is not fucking Florida, people. It's, you know what I mean?
All right.
And then the other one I wrote down was Junior is one bratty kid until he comes up against the Koopa kids. Junior, I liked him. He wasn't as annoying as I thought he was going to be. He's not as annoying as half of the kids that are in He-Man and the Masters of the Universe from Filmation. If you remember the episode with Cousin Jeremy, oh my god, I'd take Junior from this show over Jeremy from that show any day, as far as having to deal with that kid. Did you have anything you didn't like about this one?
Not a whole lot. I just had one note here, about Junior being kind of a brat up until the Koopas basically try to murder the Mario Brothers. I mean, there's no there's really no way around it. They tried to kill the Mario Brothers. It's like, okay, we're gonna seal them up, and then we're gonna fill the room with hot fucking lava or magma, or I don't know if it would count, but. One thing I forgot.
God, I was really waiting for you to
magma.
Go into a Dr. Evil. Yeah.
Sharks with laser beams
on their frickin' heads.
Yeah. I forgot to add one thing for positive. It's that Luigi does the Luigi death stare at one of the boos. He turns around and makes his face. That was random.
Oh, that was awesome, though, because you can never do that in the game. Oh, I love that. All right, we're going to move on to the last episode of the day after this.
Luigi, you've done it! I've been searching for this map to the Doom Dancer music box for years. Come on, we gotta tell Mario. This could be the beginning of the end of King Koopa. The Doom...
Nobody should be a party pooper. Come on and do the Koopa. I honestly, when I saw the episode title, I wasn't sure, and then I remember this episode more than most of the other episodes of the entire series, with the exception of the first episode we'll talk about in episode 38. But do the Koopa. Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Princess Toadstool seek the Doom Dancer music box in Koopa's castle. But when the Koopas find out, they go after it themselves. The Darkland map was used, so that's nice for the title card. And like I said, and I've said this, since we started this back in episode 33 or whenever it was, I love that they are able to use the game music. When you open on Koopa Castle and you hear the Darkland music from the game, that's just great. I love that about the show. The plot, I just don't know. I just don't know. I guess some people would think that dancing is evil, but I don't know, man.
Louisiana, maybe. Or Alabama.
Oh, God, I don't know. What do you think of the plot?
What plot? This episode was so stupid. I was at a loss. I didn't really know what to say about it. It's like, okay, they try to get the music box from the game. I mean, that is a thing in the game, but all it does is it puts the Hammer Brothers to sleep. The ones that are wandering around the map. And it does it for like 2 turns, and then it shuts off. But yeah, this was kind of a weird way to get it into the show. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was a really, really weird way to get in the show. So we're going to go see if we can grab some super leaves in a moment. What?
There are no super leaves here.
Oh, come on. There's some. Come on, we'll see.
Dry Bones Troopers! Let's shake, rattle, and roll these boneheads!
Alright, so Neil says there are no super leaves. You don't find it hilarious that there's a skull and crossbones on the warp to Darkland?
I noticed it. I didn't find it hilarious.
And then we have shake, rattle, and roll. I thought that was kind of cool. This is the first time ever. Everybody always says for the last, 30, 40 years, however long it's been, 30. Oh my God. Next year is the 30th anniversary of the original NES game.
Oh God. I can't believe it's that old.
Can't believe I'm older than that game. So, in the last nearly 30 years since Super Mario Brothers came out, it's always been, oh my God, Mario's committing suicide, hitting his head against those blocks and those bricks, and he should be dead. There's actual videos on YouTube, people, where people actually show you, him hitting the blocks with his head. But in the games and in this, he uses his fist, except for this episode, because there was one point where his head actually hits one of the blocks. I thought that was hilarious that they threw that in there. And what I liked about this, now we know, these are 10 minutes or less cartoons. We know there's not a lot of writing, there's not a lot of plot detail, there's not a lot of, story development here. I mean, this isn't like what you're going to get out of a 22-minute Silverhawks episode or something. I don't know what made me say Silverhawks, but a 22-minute Transformers episode or something, But they actually made, what I like about this plot and this story and this episode is they actually made Koopa being sick not just a standard plot device. There was a point to him being sick because he was sick. He couldn't hear the music box, and
that's true. Yeah.
Then the kids are in for it. I love Bully. He can't hear it. Oh, it's just like the sound in Bully Koopa's voice. He's like, oh fuck, I'm screwed.
Mm-hmm. Although there was a little jarring at the first time you saw him, mm-hmm. with him like breathing in the inhaler, or the humidifier, or whatever the hell that was. Yeah. I'm like, did I miss something? And I actually had to rewind the episode because I thought I missed a scene. But yeah, it eventually became obvious that that's why he was sick.
Yeah. Did you like anything about this one?
Not really.
Oh boy. Let's get to the Patooies then.
These Marios are
nerve of these guys sneaking into Darkland reminds me of...
I hate sneaky. Unless I'm doing the sneaking, whatever those Mario brothers are up to, we've got to stop.
According to our map, the Doom Dancer is in the inner temple, right through that door.
They have a map to the Doom Dancer music box.
King Dad always said the Doom Dancer was just a legend.
No, it must be true. If Mario gets it, we'll be doomed to be good for good. He'll control everything. We'll be dancing to his tune.
No way. We'll let Mario find it. Then we'll snatch it away from him.
Yeah.
Alright, for the Patooies, I'm sure you have a long list. I only have one. Pencils as stalactites. What the fuck?
I was trying to figure out where in the game that came from. I'm at a loss. I don't remember that. I remember it in Super Mario World.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, that kind of stumped me. Maybe it's been a while since I played the game.
The only... I mean, it could have been in Darkland somewhere, maybe.
No, it wasn't, because I usually play through the game like with the warp zone, with the warp whistles, and you have to play through the entire eighth world, and it's nowhere. Those things are nowhere in there.
Huh.
So I don't know what the hell that's from.
I don't know. Maybe it's just some joke or something. All right, what don't you like about this one?
Well, I only have one thing, and you know, I have a rule. There are 3 things you should never do in traditional animation. One is you should never have the characters walk and talk at the same time. Another is that you should never have characters typing. And the third is that you should never have characters dancing. And throughout the entire episode, the dancing animation was atrocious. It's like the same thing with the cycling animation on the other episode. It's just, you know, you could only commission so much animation from the overseas studios, and so they're cutting corners like crazy, and the animation just looks awful.
Yep. All right. Well, that's going to do it. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with final thoughts and ratings after this. I'm almost scared to ask you what you're going to rate these, but Totally Magical Adventure, what do you give that one?
I'll give it a 1 because it's a Toad episode.
I'm going to give it a 2, only because I liked like I said before, the Wizard King voice, and I liked the Koopa Great Balls of Fire thing. I thought that was cool. Although I know they never will, I wish they would actually get Mario's fire colors right when he has a fire flower, for crap's sake. Misadventures in Babysitting?
I'll give it a 3.
I'm actually going to give it a 4. I really did enjoy it, and now that I've made the problem child, analogy, I enjoy it a little bit more. Do the Koopa?
I'm just gonna give it a 0. I did not like this episode.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I liked a lot more. Like, okay, sure, I don't like the plot. I don't like that that's the way that they were able to incorporate the music box from the game. But I mean, the shake, rattle, and roll was hilarious for me. The whole reference of Mario hitting his head on the block, that was hilarious. Is this, this episode for me totally is middle ground, so 3 out of 5 will work there. What do you guys got coming up on Animation Aficionados?
Well, every now and then we do a video games episode, so yeah, we have a video game episode coming up. We did an episode on Butch Hartman, who you may know from Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom.
Love that show.
Yeah, and I was mostly neutral, and Ben just kind of
hated everything.
Yeah, he doesn't like Butch Hartman. That's pretty much what we got coming up.
I mean, I like Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Not necessarily because it's a Butch Hartman show, because that's pretty much the only. I mean, I know of his other shows, but that's pretty much the only one that I really enjoy watching. It's funny. I don't know if you even caught an episode of this or not. Have you ever seen Transformers Prime, the most recent Transformers cartoon to end?
A little bit.
There's a character in there called Knockout.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Decepticon car, and he's very vain. Think of Daffy a little bit. Not greedy as Daffy, but vain as in, oh my God, how dare you assault my character kind of thing. But he's one of those. Knockout is one of those characters that he's all about making sure his. Basically, Knockout is the Decepticon version of today as to what Sunstreaker was in G1. He's like, oh my God, my paint is chipped. It's basically what Knockout is. He's a Decepticon version of G1 Sunstreaker. But Darren Norris voices him. Darren Norris also voices Cosmo in Fairly Odd Parents. And I love hearing the guy, I love hearing that guy, his 2 different voices for 2 completely different characters. I love the music that they do in that show, in Fairly Odd Parents. That is very awesome. So, what do you got coming up for Decian? What's going on with Adventures in her?
I'm getting ready to post new pages again. Basically, there was a second comic called The Crossover Lord where she had a completely different costume, and I never explained where it came from. So the current chapter is like the explanation of that. And I also have a holiday special coming up where it's going to be like 3 stories in one, and it's going to be October, November, and December. And the December part is going to be a crossover with Sparkling Generation Valkyrie Yuki, which is Kitty Hawk's comic. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's what's going on there.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here on Pixels in the Animation. So, please get in contact with us with the feedback for the show. Visit the website geekcastradio.com. You can comment on all our other episode posts and blogs and everything else. Check it out. It's all brand new. I guess I'm a very simple-minded human being because I can sit on my website and hit the random button to see what random articles pop up. I can spend hours just clicking my mouse, hitting that button to see what pops up. Like, seriously, I've done it already. You can email us, feedback@geekcastradio.com. You can leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter, @GeekCastRadio is the network Twitter. Mine is TFG and Mike. What is your Twitter?
Deal Sama.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCastRadio Network. You can also search out Decian Comic over there.
Yes.
You can also go to Decian.com, right?
Yeah, that is the main website.
Yeah, that's the main website, DASIEN.com. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name, 502-526-5821. There is a 5-minute time limit. We hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Pixels the Animation. Wish you'll join us next time when we'll be reviewing 3 more episodes from the Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, those being Cootie Pie Rocks, Mushroomers, and The Ugly Mermaid. For now, I'm TFG and Mike with
TV's Mr. Neil.
Tune in next time and help us find the pixels in the animation.